Hello again, and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is Jesse, and I am back for another little technology tip. In this case, a little iOS tip video that may help some of you if you are wondering why maybe your phone isn't getting the battery life that you had hoped or expected after iOS 18. So what I'm going to do here is I'll show you the the settings or two to kind of look out for and monitor just to see how things go for you. And then I'll explain kind of what I did and what I was experiencing. So if you want to get to the meat of like, hey, what should I change to try and make my battery life better? Here's what I would recommend giving a try. Go under your settings
Settings.
app,
Double tap to open.
and on your main
Settings.
screen here below your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, that kind of a thing,
Battery.
we
Button.
have battery. Go
Battery
in there,
percentage. Switch button. Off. Double tap to
and
toggle
there's a
setting.
few things. I leave most things pretty much default. Um, you
Insights
do,
and suggestions. Auto lock is currently turned off. Auto battery health. Button.
so battery health, this is a good place to check, especially if you have a device that you've used for about a year or more. If you go in
Battery
here,
health. Normal. Desired
you've
battery
got
health.
normal,
Maximum capacity. 100%.
maximum capacity. Mine is at 100%, which is good because I got my iPhone 16 Pro Max in mid to late September of 2024. I'm recording this in January, so I would hope that it hasn't degraded as of yet.
This is a measure of battery capacity
So
relative to
this is a
cycle count.
measure, blah, blah, blah.
103.
This tells you how many times you've cycled the battery, 103 times.
This is the number of times iPhone has used. Manufacture date. August 2024.
Manufacturer,
First use.
August.
September 2024.
So September 20, it doesn't give you an exact date, but it just tells you roughly how old your battery is. So that's a good place to check just to see where the health of your battery is. But where I found here's where you really want to
Battery
go.
health. Button.
Back up a page here, back to battery,
Battery health. Button. Charging. Button.
and go to charging. It's right under here. Go to
iPhone learns
charging.
from your charging and usage habits to help preserve battery lifespan over time. Learn more. Link.
Right. So this whole charging thing, if I flick to the right here,
Charge limit. Heading.
charge limit, and then you have this slider below that.
80%, 85%, 90%, 95%, 100%. Charge limit. Heading.
So charge limit. Um, Below that, you also
Optimize
have
battery charging. Switch button.
optimized
On.
battery
Double tap
charging.
to
I
toggle
leave
setting.
that on. That seems to be
Clean
okay.
energy charging. Switch button.
Clean
On.
energy charging
Double tap.
seems fine, so I just leave those fine.
Charge limit. Heading.
But charge limit is the setting that concerns me. So I think this is an iPhone 18 new feature. I can't remember if it was introduced in iOS 17 and I never really bothered to play with it, but I did decide, getting a new phone and everything. I said, well, Apple's recommending that, you set your max charge of your battery between 80 and 90 or 95%. Don't, if you let your battery, drain all the way or go all the way up to 100%, supposedly it drains the battery or the battery health deteriorates quicker. I don't know to what degree that is true. Um, but I would recommend leaving that at 100%. I tried it at 80 for a short time. I had it at 95% for quite a while, a few weeks. And what I was noticing was, I even posted this on Twitter and Blue Sky recently. I said, man, does anyone else have horrible battery life on your iPhone 16 series phones? Uh, Got a couple responses saying that maybe a little bit with the since the AI stuff has been released, but nothing not too many responses. People who did respond, not too much of an issue, but literally, I had the iPhone 13 Pro Max before owning this phone, and I could, listen to tons of audiobooks, podcasts. I could watch YouTube. I could binge a season of a series if I wanted to. And I could still, even after 2, 3 years of battery usage, I could get through pretty much the whole day on my iPhone 13 Pro Max. And when I got my 16 Pro Max, I'm like, oh, okay, well, they say the battery's even better. Maybe I might get between maybe half an hour and an hour more even. I'm like, great, awesome. That's why I like these big phones. You get the nice big screen, you get the better camera, and you get a lot of battery life because I use my phone a lot. But ever since the phone launched, I just never found the battery life to be that great. And like I said, I thought that, well, they're harping on all this battery charging nonsense,
iPhone charge limit heading.
charge limit thing. So it's like, well, okay, let me give it a shot. If I can preserve my battery and make it last even longer, okay, sure, I'll give it a shot because I don't necessarily want to upgrade every year, maybe every 2, 3 years or so. But I was never happy with the battery life at all. In fact, I was pretty dang disappointed. The performance of the phone was good. The screen was good. The camera was good. I was generally happy with the upgrade from my 13 series to my 16 series phone. But the battery life was just garbage. If I had it fully charged when I woke up in the morning, often I would have to charge it midday or so, midday, early afternoon. And then either right before I went to bed or if I woke up in the middle of the night, had to get a drink of water or use the bathroom, I would look at my phone. I'm like, well, I better charge it so it's fresh in the morning again because it would get really low. Um, and so having it at 80% max or 95% max, like I had for quite a while, I don't know why that would make a difference, but it was bad. And for the past several days now, I've cranked it back up to 100%. And now I'm getting the battery life that one would expect, especially from a Pro Max series phone. You've got
charge
this
limit.
giant phone, you've got more room for battery. Apple's been claiming how good the battery is. And yeah, since I put it back at 100%, like I think it was yesterday, I charged it around 9 o'clock a.m. and I did not charge it until about 24 hours later. This was heavy usage. Like I purposefully had my phone doing something pretty much, I would say, 22, 23 hours of the day. If I wasn't actively using it, checking social media or watching videos or something like that, I was, having it passively play audio like music or podcasts or audio books. And so I was using the heck out of it the last, 2, 3 days. And like I said, even when I charged it about 24 hours later, I was still at around 20%. I generally charge it between 10 and 20%, depending on when I get a chance to. So I still had battery left after heavy usage. This is much, much more what I expected when I upgraded to my new phone. So long story short, if you guys are having battery life issues, if you think, I bought this new series phone and yeah, this thing's got AI and such, but the battery life is kind of garbage, I would recommend going under your battery and making sure that you have this slider set to 100% under charging, because I don't know if lowering the max battery has some other benefit. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but I've found that for me, if I lower it, my battery life is just awful. So I hope that helps people. If you are having lower battery life than expected, hopefully this is a fix that can help you. I've done some experimenting on iOS 18.2.2.1, and I literally just the other day I downloaded iOS 18.3 developer beta 2, and I was still having the battery drain issues when I had it at like 90, 95%. And once I cranked everything, I slid this slider up to 100%. It seems to be back to normal, and I'm getting excellent battery life. So knock on wood, hopefully this continues, and I have the battery life that I have been wanting and expecting. And if you guys have similar issues, I hope this video is helpful. So I figured it was better just to do a short video, show you guys where things are, what to look for. rather than try to explain it in a couple of posts on Twitter or Blue Sky. But anyway, we'll wrap it up here. Hope you guys found the video helpful. Give it a like if you did. Follow me on Twitter at BGFH79, Blue Sky at Illegally Cited, twitch.tv/illegally cited, illegally-cited.com, and right here on YouTube. Until next time, I will chat with everybody again later.